What is up, people? It's Ahmed with another episode from On The Spot, and today I've got some actual good news to talk about. I'm not complaining in the past like about the weather I've done in the past or coronavirus or some vote that the FA have put forward. No, I'm talking about Barrow. Barrow are back in the big time. After a vote from the National League clubs, Barrow got basically voted to go up. They were 4 points above anyway, looking like they were cruising for a way to get promoted and stuff like that. The teams that joined them are Kings Lynn and Wellston. I hope I pronounced that right. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But they joined them as well. However, the voting is still up in air at the moment because it still has to go through some FA ruling, I believe. But it almost looks certain that they're going to get promoted. And this is huge news for the club. This is something that actually brings a smile to my face because fans of the club haven't seen them in like an English football league in a long time. It's been a long time coming for them. They've been sort of, I think, on a roller coaster ride from everyone, from the players right to the fans. So it'd be nice to see them get back into EFL2. And what a huge achievement for the club and everyone involved. Congrats to the manager, congrats to the players, congrats to everyone involved. You know, I'm sure it wasn't an easy process for them to get back into this position of professional English football league too. So I'm sure they're going to enjoy it. I hope they do well. I hope they have a good season and probably can build from it. They look like they got a strong set of players, and from hearing rumours, there are roughly transfers going on, and they're going to strengthen their team and hopefully build on from that. And this is great news for the club. Like I said, it comes down to the FA voting. I think this has to go through some board or something like that. But I'm hoping they don't turn it down. I hope they don't ruin it. And as for the rest of the clubs on the bottom half, there is still no comment on National League in terms of relegation. As the article down below, there will be no relegations. You can read more into it if you like. There will be no relegations from the national leagues. I think because it was supposed to be a null and void season, so they don't know how it's going to work out, and they feel like it'll be a bit unfair on the clubs, which is a given, I suppose. So we'll have to see what they do. Again, it can all change in like a snap like that. You never know. There could be just interrupts in football. We can never predict this year. We can even predict the football that's going on, let alone the world. So it's crazy, but congrats to Barrow anyway. This is why we made this video. I hope we can see them, and I hope we can cover them on their journey. I hope they're doing really well, and I hope they just go on and continue. You know, it'll be a great story. We've seen it in the past where clubs have come out of nowhere and gone all the way to the Prem. One example is Bournemouth. You know, they came out of nowhere, and worked their ways up the football rankings to get to the Prem. I'd love to see something like this link Barrow, because I can look back and everyone can look back and think, wow, it started off like this. It's crazy to think the last time they were in a competitive league like the EFL2 was in 1972. So it's been roughly, hold on, let me do the math, 48 years, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. 48 years since they've been in something of an English Football League 2 like status. And I'm hoping, and we're all praying, that they do really well, and it'll be a great football story to tell. But it's nice to see from all this coronavirus or something like that, some final good news in the football we cover. We've had a lot of horrible things about clubs struggling to find money, players having to leave, clubs having to lose their professional status and go back to a semi-pro status. And it's finally good to hear some good news out of it. So we wish Barrow all the best, and we wish every club who watches this all the best, and hopefully see you guys soon for the next season while we're covering it. And yeah, this has been Ahmed for On The Spot. Thank you so much.